Previously, nalaman natin ang basic syntax and structure of CSS. Now, aalamin natin kung paano i-apply ang CSS sa HTML webpage natin. Now, in applying CSS to our HTML, meron tayong three ways. One is called the external CSS, which is the recommended way, and the other two are the inline and internal CSS. So, let's start with internal CSS. In HTML, meron tayong HTML element na tinatawag na style tag. Now, si style tag is used para makapaglagay tayo ng CSS code inside our HTML document. Now, you can only use the CSS styling sa isang HTML document. So, for example, we have a simple header here. Let's try adding color to our text. So, we start with putting a style tag inside the header tag. Then inside the tag, pwede tayo maglagay ng CSS code. For example, gawin natin color yellow si H1 and a font size of 50. Now, if we save it, makikita natin na nag-apply na yung CSS natin kay H1. The next way is the inline CSS. Inline CSS can only be used sa isang HTML element lamang. We can do this by using an HTML attribute called style. Now, through this, pwede na tayo mag-apply ng CSS styling sa element na lalagyan natin. So, for example, let's copy the same style nung kanina but using inline CSS. So, sa loob ng style attribute, ilalagay natin yung CSS properties na gusto natin. Now, if we save it, we can see that it's still working. So the last way to add CSS to our HTML document, which is also the recommended way, is the external CSS. So the first thing we will do is to create a new file that has a file extension of .css. So for example, let's go to Files, New File, then provide a name, for example, style.css. Since we are going to use only one CSS file, make sure to save the file together with the HTML document. Now, we can start putting our CSS code here. For example, let's make the color of the header blue by first putting in the selector as H1, then property color blue. Then save it. Now, for this to be applied to our header, we need to have an HTML element called link to connect our CSS file to the HTML document. So a link has three HTML attributes, namely rel, which indicates that the file we are linking to is a style sheet. Second is the type, which in this case is a CSS file. And third is href, which specifies the location of the CSS file. In this case, since nasa same folder naman siya, pwede natin ilagay style.css lang. Now, if we save it, we can see that the CSS is applied to our header. So this is how you apply CSS styles in your web page.